Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 35 by Minnesota Twins Rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 27. Turn of a carbon here, and last we left off, things were looking the exact same as they have looked the entirety of the season. There is no way around it. We are a 500 club with a okay offense and a shaky pitching staff. Right now, we are 41 and 41 at what is effectively the halfway point of the season. Let us ignore the fact that I took a look at Ethan Salas for no reason. But I think this is a good point where we can kind of take stock of the team, what I'm thinking. The first year player draft is in a couple weeks. We are going to get to that in this episode. Probably won't play through as many games. We're going to play this set against the Royals, Blue Jays, Nationals, Braves, Rays, and then that is where we will end at the All Star break today. But first things first, let us address the elephant in the room. Miguel Vargas, who we signed in spring training to be our essentially starting third baseman when Royce Lewis was out with the injury. And I mean, let's be honest, he hasn't been very good. However, in the Toronto series that I played off stream, he had 5 hits. 4 of them were doubles. The other hit a home run, which exploded his slugging from a 381 to a 429, 673 OPS to a 726. His percentiles are beautiful. If we compare them to when he was with the White Sox as a starter for 3 years, he was, I would say, slightly above average to slightly above average, but his run value sucked. Did much better last season, and then so far this season, I mean, he's in the 98th percentile for exit velocity. He is his expected slugging 490, insane. Um, so far he's been doing pretty good. Obviously, defensively, there are problems. We played him almost exclusively at third. He has not been good. He has 3 errors, negative zone rating, barely a positive arm at all. That's not nothing, which is why at the moment against righties, he is our starting designated hitter. Byron Buxton has been moved to the bench. He's still going to play, obviously. However, he's tiptoeing negative war. A lot of his percentiles are getting pretty grim. There is a level of unluckiness here. His expected batting average is a 231. It's a 208. His expected slugging is a 424. It's a 388. So, if there is a regression coming, then we're just doomed. Our only hope is that better days are ahead. Defensively in right field, I mean, he hasn't had any errors, but he also hasn't thrown anyone out. He has a 2.6 arm rating, but again, that's effectively irrelevant because he has no assists. So all this number is doing is preventing runners from advancing, which we can debate the value of that all live long day. A couple players have started to get hot. Luke Keeschel, who, thank God, I mean, if you look at his monthly splits, in April and May, abysmal. In June, however, nearly 300 average, 457 slugging. That'll play. He is, I think, we think, going to hit career highs in pretty much every batting counting stat this season if he remains healthy. He's going to have more runs, more hits, certainly, hopefully, more doubles. Could even have like 3 or 4 triples on the season. That'd be nice. I don't think 20 home runs are on the horizon, but you never know. And then in terms of his walking K percentage, he's at 51 for walks, 84 percentile for Ks, If you compare that to last season, it is slightly worse. The season before, very much worse. And 2026 was just, listen, I had the man moving around a lot. We will not blame him for such a thing. Looking at our pitching staff really quick, I mean, it's a staff. It certainly is a staff. For anyone curious, Framber Valdez is pitching like the best starter in baseball for the Reds. I don't want to talk about it, but it's fine. Joe Ryan has just been. This is one of those situations where he's been good, but he hasn't been up to the level where we need him to be. His expected ERA is a 309, which obviously you'd take and like. The problem is, I think as he's turned 33, his stuff is just starting to fall off a cliff. He is currently in the 8th percentile for fastball run value, 19th for off speed. If you compare that to last season, it was 30 for the fastball, but 96 for the off speed. So we're definitely seeing some regression in the slider, the changeup. That's not good. Hopefully, we're just hitting a little bump in the road. And when the calendar turns to July and we get closer to the All-Star break, he can start pitching like the main man again. Shane Baz, who was probably our biggest free agent signing this season, has been, I mean, there's nothing here to hang your hat on, really. I mean, his off-speed run value is 94 percentile. Great. The man has a 5.8 ERA. He also has just failed to go deep into games more often than not. In his past 10, he's given me more than 5 1/3 twice. So that's something to keep in mind. Taj Bradley's been pretty good. Zebby Matthews has been a little up and down. Luis Rujano pitched 7 scoreless against the Blue Jays off stream. Electric work from him. Obviously, there's kind of a fight right now in our rotation between him, Mason Molina's in AAA, the ever-present specter of Wyland Moss, Shane Duncan, Detmers, even Kenton Deverman, though I think, unfortunately, we're getting to the point with Deverman where he might be destined for the bullpen. But that's kind of where things stand. We are going to kick this series off against the Royals. Oh, I should probably get the obvious out of the way. Right now, we're 5 games back of the division, 1 game back of the wild card spot. We are getting close to catching up with that. The Royals, obviously, just ahead of us in both of those standings. So, without further ado, let's rock and roll. Looks like, do I want to give Gabe? Let me go lefty splits really quick. I mean, Jacob Young's obviously the guy to take out here. I think we're going to give Jacob Young the day off. Walker will go to center. Roden will bat 5th and take left field. I think we'll see if that jump starts us with Alan Roden, who so far has been looking very good since we called him up for the 2nd time this season. Don't worry about it. Michael Garcia's on second. Caglione flies out to Buxton. We're okay. The Bobby Witt line drive into the left center gap we're less okay with, just on balance. Wow, that was... Alan, you moved a little slow to that ball, buddy. Benson hits it into right. Buxton's not going to get there. Well, this inning went from okay to calamitous. 2 runners have scored, and now Jonathan India. Jonathan India still being the second baseman for the Royals in year 4 of the save is kind of insane when you think about it. Like, they moved him to a backup role kind of last season. This year, he's back as a starter, just having a time. How's he been defensively? Oh, dear God. -10 zone rating, 6 errors. Fair enough. Here's Roden. Batting 301 on the season. Pops out there. Royce Lewis, that'll get down in left. Potentially a double if he's bold. And it is very easily done. All right, let's see if Culpepper can bring him home. He has not done well against lefties this season, our Culpepper, as he flies out there. I think I might readjust the order of my lefties as Campos gets it down. I am not going to run there. I will put my faith in my draw as he hits it deep to left and out of here. Behold, my faith rewarded in spades. 401 feet for the second baseman. We take the lead. Jenkins grounds out to end that. But hey, an eventful game thus far if you like offense. Uh-oh, Miguel Garcia's on second again. Caglione gets it down in front of Buxton. Think we can get Bobby Witt in a double play. He does hit it to second, short for one to first for two. Very nice from all parties involved. Roden gets it down and right. Let's keep it going. That's a double. Very nice from our left fielder. Royce Lewis gets it down. If it gives me the prompt, I'm not going to send him. Okay, it didn't. Yeah, let's let Culpepper face. Gets it down and right. Folks, we're having a great time here. Wild pitch scores Lewis. 5-2. Come on, Campos. Hits it into center. Listen, if Ryan Campos is teeing off, the ball is very shallow. I beg your pardon. He got that like near the warning track right there. Obviously, I'm not sending him with 0 outs, but still. Like, come on. As Mydroth with the sacrifice grounder, as I like to call it. Jenkins pops it up. That won't be deep enough to move Campos. Luke Keishel struck out looking. All right. We add to our lead. Taj Bradley's at 51 pitches through 3. Gets through the 4th, though. Here's Vargas. Grounds out quite promptly as they have turned to a righty. I should have pinch hit for Buxton there. My mistake. Well, no, there's no runners on. Roden hits it into center, but that'll be caught. All right, Taj, give me the 5th. Good man. Nothing for us in the 6th. However, the Royals are threatening. Bobby Witt is up. Caglione on second. Pops it up to left. Thank you, Roden. All right, let's see if he can get Jensen. Wild pitch moves him over. If he walks Jensen, I think I'll let Taj face Jonathan India, but not Pascatino. No matter, the thought experiment is irrelevant as he gets the ground out. Very nice. Anything in the 7th? No such luck. All right, we're going to turn to Connolly early for the 7th inning. And he allows a solo shot from Gutierrez. And now Isaac Collins is on second. Miguel Garcia strikes out, though. Cool. All right, I'm going to let Vargas hit. And he strikes out, fair enough. I'm going to pinch hit for Buxton. I'm going to give Jacob Young the bat. And he strikes out looking. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, at least Roden hit the ball. It went like 25 feet, but at least he hit it. All right. So defensively, we're going to move Walker to left. Young takes over in center. Roden goes to right. Hopefully, Connolly early can get me the outs here. I'm a little worried about using Keckering on 82%, but we'll see. Ideally, we could get some insurance runs here. No such luck. All right. We're going to bring Keckering on. It's a 3-run lead. And it's now a 2-run lead, but he gets it done the rest of the way. We win 6-4. Not our best bullpen performance. You know, both relievers allowed a run. Really happy with the bottom of the order, especially Royce Lewis. Campos had a pair of hits. Mydroth, obviously, the home run shot. We get the win. We are going to. Oh, yes. I also have many scouting reports being done on a lot of prospects. Where are we at right now? 24. Okay. I think I have time for probably one more. So we have effectively determined that in the first round, we are going hitting no matter what. So I'm just going to request, or a batter, I should say. I'm going to request just an additional report on these 17. And then that should take us into the draft. We're going to sim game 2 of the Royal Series with Zebby on the mound. Oh! We lose it 1-4. We had 4 hits and 4 walks on the day. Yeah, Zebby gave up a lot. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not bringing back Zebby next season. So the question becomes, do we just trade him at the deadline, or do we, give him 2 more months to maybe turn it around, finish strong? What would a return look like for Zebby? He only has 45 overall in potential. It finally dropped from 50. I mean, it's not the most inspiring list. I mean, Max Fried would be good, but he's making a bajillion dollars. Burleson doesn't really help me. Nah. I think we'll hold off on that for now. Buxton's injury was 3 days, so he'll miss 2 games because of the off day. So that's fine. All-star voting updates. Jacob Young is there at center. And that is it. Sadness. All right, let's play game 3. Buxton obviously getting the day off. I'm gonna have Gabe Gonzalez DH. And do I want to give Trey Morgan a day for Keishel? We do have an off day coming, but let's throw him out there. Let's see what he's got against Aranda. Oh, whoops. Didn't realize that the Spotify audio just decided to stop working, but I fixed it. We're fine. There we go. 2 men on. Let's have Trey go for the steal here. Oh, and he's been heartlessly gunned down by Del Castillo. Not great. And Gonzalez grounded out. So Trey Morgan definitely would be on second at this point. And Royce Lewis pops it up to the infield. Runners at the corners, no outs. We cannot score. Grim. A Culpepper solo shot, however. Very nice. Come on, Luis. Oh, boy. 2 men on for Jonathan India. You got to get him. Walked him. Yeah, India is the guy you have to get out because now you have some sneaky power coming up at the bottom. Collins walks. Nowhere to put him, so they get a run. Wow. 3 straight full count walks. Luis's pitch count is up to 35. Make that 4, but he gets the K at least. Good God. Miguel Garcia hits the second, first, bleh, hits it to short, second for 1, first for 2. Saying that always gets me. I mean, to be fair, they really could have scored more. We just walked them a ton. Oh boy. 2 men on now for Pasquatch. Hits it to first. Smart decision. Just get the out. Let Luis get India, which he does. Very good, sir. All right. Come on, Gabe. Show him what you got. Evidently, what he has is a soft grounder to third. This may surprise you. Not quite what I am looking for. Jacob Young lines out. I cannot speak today. All right, clean fourth for Luis. That honestly might be it from him. Roden with a home run. Look at him go. I mean, hey, if Alan Roden can have a consistent bat, like, I will find a place for him in the outfield. It might not be like every day, but I can make it work. I'll figure it out. The problem I think we're just going to run into is that Roden's too old to be a long-term option. And we have a lot of outfielders in Double A and Triple A who are getting close. All right, I'm going to get Festa warming up. In an ideal world, Luis can get me Moniak and Caglione, and then I can bring on Festa to face Bobby Witt. That's my plan. 1 pitch out. I like that. Caglione lines out. I will let Luis face Bobby Witt. Let's see if he can get him. And the start strong. And he hit him. Well, that's it for Luis. We're going to bring on Festa to face Pasquatch. That's what I get for deviating from my initial plan. Ground out nonetheless. All right. Anything from the offense in the 6th? Walker is on second for Royce, who hits it into center, but that will be grabbed easily. All right, Festa, give me the 6th. David, you are making 10 million US. There we go. Back-to-back Ks. Can he make it 3 for 3? No such luck, but Royce fields the grounder. All good. All right. So we turn to the 7th. David is at 17 pitches. I think I'm going to let him start the bottom 7, and then we'll go from there. Jacob Young hits it off the wall. Run, Jacob. There we go. He's in easily. Roden lines out, and they double up Young. That tracks. And Culpepper gets it down in center. Dang it, Jacob. What could have been, folks? They even did a pitch out, and Culpepper still got him. Oh, no, the error. Culpepper's on his way to third. Yeah, we left runs on the table so much this game. Trey Morgan getting thrown out in the first cost us a run. That happened because Festa would have taken third there, or excuse me, Jacob Young would have taken third there on that steal attempt. And Festa allows Bobby Witt to hit a 2-run shot. Fair enough, buddy. Oh, man. All right. We turn our attention to the 8th. 2 men are aboard. Jackson Flora, UCLA legend, in to face Gabe. Gets him swinging, fair enough. And Royce hits the third. Easy out. Down we go. All right. We're just gonna have Yandere take the eighth. He allows a run. Nothing for us. So we lose the series. Yeah, I mean, our bullpen is not as reliable, I think, as I'd like, which is part of the fundamental problem here. Luis also, didn't give me 5 innings, walked 5 guys, including 3 in a row. Not ideal, it must be said. Ugly as boiled sin. Look at Bill James. Well, so Joe Ryan has dropped to a 50 stuff, and he just lost velo. I'm a little surprised he dropped that velo. He's been sitting at 95.5, which is in his previous range. Royce Lewis loses gap but gets overall control. Merrick Houston gets an eye increase, but his potential drops. Kudrina got worse. Is he hurt? No, he just hasn't pitched much. Let's get him to AAA then. All right, how many players are left in the scout task list? 21. Okay. About 3 a day. Yeah, so this should take us up to Ryan Malloy suspended. For what? Really? A 1 day suspension? What's the point of giving someone a 1 game suspension? Like, really? Come on now. All right. Blue Jays series. I think we're only going to play one of this series because it's not the one I care about of these. So let's sim game one. And we win 6-0. 12 hits on the day. Walker Jenkins with a home run. Culpepper, 2 doubles. That'll do. 7 shutout innings from Joe Ryan. Only allowed 3 hits, no walks. Okay. Okay. Mason Montgomery shut the door with 2 scoreless. I think I'm just at the point with Mason Montgomery where I've accepted he is never, ever going to be our best reliever. But he is never going to be like any of our 3 worst. Like he's pretty simply our 3rd or 4th best reliever. And I will take that. That'll also really help his ERA. Yeah, it dropped it from a 4.94 to a 4.55. Nice. Fresh report on Ben Houston. Do we like him? Oh, we love him. I hope. I would literally, like, if I had trade draft picks enabled and Ben Houston falls out of the top 10, I would trade up to get him. Like, come on. His gap power could be an 85, and we have a very high accuracy on it. Like, it's actually insane. I'm going to request a scouting report on him just on the off chance I get another one in. Actually, can I just, like, yoink? Oh, I guess he'll still take one. Yeah, so that really did nothing. Anyway, all right, we're going to sim game 2 against Dylan Cease. Oh, we lose 1-3. Not great. Did we injure Vladdy? No, okay. For a second, I thought we did. Walker going 0 for 5 is a bit ugly. Yeah, Boz got popped for 3. Early and Keckering did okay. Yeah. I think, and I said when we traded Adley Rushman, I was going to give Campos till the trade deadline before we made a decision. So I'm staying true to that. He is going to be our starter at catcher until the trade deadline. However, he's bad defensively. He walks a ton, which is good. Strikeouts are solid. However, he's given me a 307 on base and a 304 slug. And that's with a 50 gap power. So his gap power is average. Something to keep in mind. All right, let's play game 3 of the Blue Jays series. That said, looks like Bernal is getting the start. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I am going to give Culpepper the day off. Keishel will slide over to second. Mydroth to short. Trey Morgan to first. He'll bat seventh. I think we're going to have Miguel Vargas stay in that DH spot. And then I think we're going to give Walker Jenkins the day off also. Who do I want to lead off? Probably not Alan Roden. Let's have, you know what? Let's be bold. Let's be brave. Miguel Vargas is going to lead off. Let's at least try it, you know? We'll give it a shot. And then Trey Morgan will bat sixth. Roden will take over in left. That's my plan. So Culpepper and Walker Jenkins getting the day off to rest. This is a debatable infield configuration, but here we are. Taj Bradley on the mound. You got this, buddy. See? All right. Miguel Vargas batting leadoff. What can he do? Answer, line out to short. It's fine. Schneider is up. Mauricio on second. Swing and a miss. We go to the bottom second. Who is that that's cold? Gonzalez? Oh, no. Royce Lewis is hurt. Concussion. Bruised jaw. Ouch. I mean, this is really the only sub I can make. So Culpepper is going to come in, and we're going to run him. I'm going to have to figure out third base. I mean, if you just want to walk Jacob Young, I'm not going to complain. Culpepper's going. Easy steal. He's up to 21 on the year. Nicely done, sir. See, and that's why you steal, because that grounder could have been a double play. But instead, it's only one out, and I got a guy on third, and Trey Morgan hits the line drive into left to score him. We're okay. We're doing good out here. Oh, that was a hit. I thought that was a dropped third strike, and they somehow threw it to second to get the lead runner. And I'm like, that doesn't seem legal. All right, let's figure out this defense. Let's figure this out. I think the easiest solution is just we have Mydroth play because Culpepper's going to short. Keishel, I could have. Actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Keishel's going to go to first. Mydroth, second. Trey Morgan, third base. We're gonna keep trying the Trey Morgan at third experiment. Oh, Taj Bradley's getting shelled. It's fine. I'm not worried. He can get Schneider easily. See? But we are down 4-1. Which is not great. Hashtag analysis. All right, he gets me through the fourth clean. Let's see if Gabe can get out of his cold spell. No such luck. Unless you want to have an error here. Nope. Nope. Culpepper grounds out to short too. Anyone else want to ground out to the shortstop? Jacob Young gets it down and left. We have a hit. Definitely going for the steal here. They do the pitch out. Does not get him. All right, Trey, come on. He hits it up into right. That will die in the wind of Minnesota. All right, Taj, just give me like 2 outs. Gets Burnett there. Very good. Can he get Vladdy? Pops up. Caught by Culpepper. I'll let him face Barger, and then that's it. Grounded to third. Trey Morgan. What a laser. They said he couldn't play third. They're probably right because he's really bad at it. But you know what? It's fine. All right. John Klein's going to come in for the sixth. You got this, Sean. Does that say 10? Only one run was earned. If I see a Culpepper had an error leading to 5 runs being unearned. 5. That is the highest I've ever seen that. Well, we're down 10-1. That escalated very quickly. That's why the sim half inning button is a scam. Who knew that Royce Lewis taking a pitch to the jaw would cost us effectively 5 runs? All right. Can you get me the 7th? Maybe. I mean, listen, dude. Unfortunately for you, I'm going to need more than just an inning. All right. He gets Luke's. That'll be it, though. We'll go Breckenheimer. Nothing for us in the 7th. Nothing for them in the 8th. We'll just do Prelip for the 8th, or excuse me, for the 9th. Save the bullpen. Connor, don't do this. Ex-twin Tyler Freeman grounding out there. Yeah, Kalen Culpepper getting worse defensively is pretty unfortunate because for the first 2 years, he was our best defender of the infield. His bat wasn't that great, but defensively he was fine. If his defense drops, then we're really in trouble at short. Then it's just Merrick Houston time. And to be fair, it might be Merrick Houston time soon anyway. Trey Morgan against the lefty. And ground out. All right. I'm going to pinch hit for Roden here. We're going to give Campos the bat. Try to go for a lovely home run to the extension and right. Alternatively, a humble RBI line drive. Wait a minute. They're putting Ryan Jeffers in left? Why does the AI do this? I like how Ryan Jeffers went from being our starting catcher. We trade him to the Marlins. He's their starting catcher. He doesn't play for a whole season, and the Blue Jays evidently like him as a backup catcher and left fielder. There we go. Bernal gets it down. We're going to try to make this game look close for pride. Walk my Droth, I dare you. And they do. Bases are loaded. Miguel Vargas hits it up deep to left. Gone. The grand slam for the DH. Look at my stream title becoming prophetic. We're probably still going to lose this game. But again, we made it look close. As Luke Keeschel lines out to end the game. So, I mean, that's grim. Culpepper has the error in the 6th. John Klein gets obliterated. And that's pretty much that. I mean, hey, if Miguel Vargas keeps hitting like this, we could have something there. He also is a free agent, so we'd have to extend him. That's not nothing. Taj Bradley didn't pitch great either. And if he's going to be our ace of the future, we need him to. Oh, yeah. So Cantorino is back. He is going on a rehab assignment because he has been out for all intents and purposes since February. Yeah, I think we're just going to waive and DFA him, and if no one claims him, we stick him in AAA. I also would like a fresh scouting report on him, please. to make sure none of his ratings dip. His stamina went up. The man has been out for 5 months, and he comes back and proves his stamina. All right, drafts in a week. How are we looking? Oh yeah, we'll get through everyone easy. Good. Very good. All right. We have the Nationals now. Zebby on the mound. Let's play game one. I'm not nervous at all. Yeah, so Royce is out for a day, so he's just getting the day off. Vargas will take over at third. I need a DH. I'll have Gabe bat fourth. I think honestly, like he just has to hit out of it because he has zero value to us if he's not starting. He's bad defensively. No real point in like pinch hitting him. Things go especially poorly. I am going to give Luke Keishel the day off, though. Trey Morgan will take over at first. Oh, Culpepper's batting third. I didn't realize that until I hit start, but you know what? Maybe it'll be fine. All right. A nice double for Gabe. And Jacob Young beats out the single. I am not going to run on Harry Ford, though it is tempting. We have his brother in our minor league system. He's safe easily. Mydroth with the RBI single, rode in. I mean, he hits into a double play. He doesn't get the RBI. Campos walks. All right. I think that is unfortunately where I think Campos does not have a lot of leeway because he has effectively no power whatsoever. And the doubles aren't really there this season. He has to walk a ton to get on base. And so if he's doing that, I think he could have value as a starting catcher. But if your starting catcher doesn't have power, they need to be contact kings, and he is not. There, Campos with the throw out. Thank you, sir. James Wood, don't hurt me. Rodin's there, right? Yeah, no issue. All right, Gabe, get out of the cold slump. Hit the ball to space. No such luck. I think though, since he has that double today, if he has like the 2-hit day, he should get out of it. Oh, Zebby. I mean, dude, you got to give me 5 innings. Oh, brother. Ford hits it into left. The throw keeps them on. You know, a triple play here. Willett strikes out. Okay. A double play here. Cruz lines out. Can he get out of this? Hits it to first. The catcher's throw. That was in time. Objection, Your Honor. He was clearly out. What are you doing? CJ Abrams gets it through. I feel like Culpepper should have got there. The man has enough range. Chaparro hits it deep to right. Rodin should have that. And he does. I mean, it went from being a okay start to a bad one for Zebby. Runners are at the corners, though, for Walker Jenkins. And they walk him. Do I want Trey Morgan here to bat? I think I do. Instant regret as he hits into the double play. All right. Festus coming on for the 6th. Good man. And the 7th? Oh, boy. You know what? You're making 10 million. Get CJ Abrams. Thank you. Like, to be clear, I don't care how good Festa is. We can't afford to bring him back in arbitration because he's going to want like $15 million. And that's insane. Like, I could make the argument giving that to a closer is kind of insane. I think a really good closer, you pay 15 million and you like it. But I'm not paying that for Festa. Miguel Vargas hits it up into left, but that will be caught. All right, we're going to go Mason for the 8th. Leadoff double from Josh Lowe, and then a 4-pitch walk to James Wood. Folks, this could get ugly. And Dylan Cruz hits it to the wall. Hey, remember when I said like 12 minutes ago that Mason Montgomery is like our, probably 4th best reliever? His ERA might explode here. All right, Nunez hits it to second. The throw home, definitely not in time. But Trey Morgan also was nowhere near first base there. Get the double play, please, God. If they hadn't gotten the runner at home, I would have taken Mydroth out of this ball game. Good God. Because that's 2 outs now you could have had. That could have been out number 3. We would have been out of this mess. Armando Cruz, swing and a miss. All right. I'm going to get both Yandre and Orion warming up on the off chance we score exactly 3 runs. Walker walk. Gray flies out. Very sad. All right, Culpepper. Redeem yourself from last game. He did not. Oh, no, he did. I did not. How did that get down? I'm not going to question it. It looked like Dylan Cruz had that dead to rights. Gabe hits it up. No luck. All right, we go to the 9th. I'm going to sit Keckering down. We're going to give Yandre the inning. Dude, just get the outs. All right, they score 1 run. We score 0. Our bullpen today has been so poor. Like, I'm getting very close to Mason, Conley early. John Klein needs like 1 or 2 bad more outings, and his ERA's up too. Maybe not because he has 60 innings pitched. All right. Ben Houston's the last guy on the list. 5 days. Hey, listen, the draft is in exactly 5, so I need you to get that in the morning, please. All right. We'll sim game 2 with Luis on the mound. Oh, and we lose 3-5. Luis gives up 4. Conley early gives up 1. Royce Lewis had 3 hits post bruised jaw. That's something at least. Luke Keisha went 0 for 4. He went from hot to ice cold in the span of like 2 seconds. All right, Ben Houston, what do we got? I feel like this is the exact same report I just had earlier. Yes. Then what was the point of scouting him again if this stuff is going to stay average? Whatever. I mean, he's the pick. If he falls to us in the draft, he's the pick. Because it's a need. I can put him at any outfield position and be fine. He's got insane speed. I don't really care that if his power is a 40 and his gap power ends up being like a 75, who cares? That'll do. So I think if he falls to us, he is most certainly the pick. Since we still have a couple days until the draft, let's just get silly. Let's look specifically at anyone. Let's just look at the 80 potential guys and get scouting reports on them. I don't think I get everyone on that list, but might as well. All right. So Gabe Gonzalez is cold. He's getting the day off. Vargas, I'm fine keeping it DH. Think we're going to go Buxton in right. Then essentially just move everyone down one. Yep, that's where we're going. Joe Ryan on the mound, trying to avoid the sweep. You got this, Joe. Well, he has already allowed more runs in this game than he did his whole last start. But now Walker is on second. Let's go. Luke, swing and a miss. Vargas hits it deep to left and out of here. Folks, who knew that you could find the best hitter on your team as a free agent in spring training? He's obviously not our best hitter, but like we have no power as a team. We're literally dead last in the AL. So if Miguel Vargas can get me home runs, I don't much care what his average is. Royce Lewis strikes out to end our fun, but we do take the lead. And Joe Ryan, I mean, fundamentally, Joe Ryan, it is the second inning. Thank you. Like some things are as simple as I cannot afford to have you only pitch 2 innings. I don't think there is a bullpen in baseball that can afford a starter to do that. As Campos gets it down, why were you not going on contact? Jacob Young just stood there right here. No one was catching that ball. Yep. And now Mindroth hits in double play. We just lost a run because Jacob Young was incompetent. What's his base running? 55. So just above average. And Joe Ryan allows 2 more runs. All right. Dalen Lyle will be the last guy he faces. That's a yikes right there, folks. Come on, Buxton. Turn back the clock. Nope. There was a point in this season where us signing Buxton to a 2-year, $40 million deal was looking like a steal. CJ Abrams just hit a solo shot off John McCline. At what point do I just trade for like half a new bullpen? And or call up Nazir White from AAA? All right, he gets Nunez to ground out at least, but I mean, John Klein has given me 4 innings before. And if this game turns, if our offense continues to struggle, that's just what I need from him. Because we don't have an off day until the draft, effectively. Culpepper hits it into right. That is off the wall. Let the record show. He's going for the triple. He's a brave man. And he gets it. Very good. See if Campos can bring him home. Hits it into center. That definitely will. Light work from the catcher. Probably a double. Triple? What is Campos's speed? It's a 45. Back-to-back triples. Electric stuff. Campos not running there. Probably the correct decision. Jenkins strikes out anyway, so moot point. And we go to the 5th. Jonathan Kleinathan. So help me. Come on, Luke. Just hit the baseball. I mean, he tried. I can't really blame him for that. Vargas grounds out. Had Vargas gotten a board, I would have pinch hit for Byron there. All right, we go to the sixth, and John allows a double and then a steal or wild pitch. No way of knowing. And Chaparro gets it down. I appreciate the attempt. Appreciate the attempt, Walker. Yeah. I think we're having a similar problem to last season. There we go. Breckenheimer strands the runner. That'll do. Can you get me the seventh? Yes, he can. And then I think we'll get Yandre warming up. I think we're having a similar problem to last season where fundamentally our pitching staff is just not good enough on average, especially our bullpen. I think our bullpen, we got rid of, let's do the math. We got rid of Cole Sands, Cody Funderburk, Justin Tapa, Watanabe's hurt, Cantorino's hurt. Effectively, like half my bullpen has been changed. We hoped that'd be a positive. So far, it's kind of iffy as Royce flies out. Yep, evidently a fan rushed to the field. Jacob Young hits it off the right field wall. What was that throw? I'm not going to question it. Buxton scores. That was an insane throw to the cutoff man as Culpepper goes down swinging. All right. Actually, I'm not even going to mess around with. Since we cut it to 4 runs, I'll let Mason take it. Just on the off chance we can get something going in the ninth. Campos gets us started with a ground ball. Very nice. That was definitely a line drive. I don't know why I said ground ball. We're going to pinch run here with Trey Morgan. We're not going to steal, but I just need a quicker guy. All right. Mydroth walks. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. Jenkins pops it up. Come on, Luke. If there was ever a time. Hits it to third. Grounds out. And that'll bring up Miguel Vargas. He's got 1 homer today. He hits it into left. That's down. That will score a 1. Remember when I said that Gabe Gonzalez doesn't give us much value off the bench? Let's see if that's a true statement. Gonzalez on. Hits it to third. Easy ground out. Yeah, we threatened in the end. Just too many, good God. I mean, Joe Ryan could legitimately have 5 starts in a month. He could end up with 18 losses on the season, which wins losses, whether they're indicative of anything with a pitcher's stats, I'll leave up to you. But that's a lot. Campos had 3 hits on the day. He's starting to get an average. He just can't hit anything but singles. And if that was Culpepper, and to be fair, that is kind of Culpepper. He has 4 triples already. Good God. Good God. Well, swept by the Nats. We turn our attention to the Atlanta Braves. We currently are now 8 games back to the division, 4.5 the wild card. So I think if we lose both of the series, we're in trouble. We might become sellers at the deadline, which would be grim because the owner expectation is achieve a winning record. So there is that hanging over our heads. Shane Baugh's on the mound. They got a righty. think Royce Lewis to the bench. Vargas will take over at third. Kiesel is cold, so we're going to give Trey Morgan the game. And then Roden will take right. Gabe DHs. We'll mix and match a little bit. Shane Baz on the mound. I'm not terrified at all. All right, Gabe's on second for Vargas. Hits it up into center. Caught. Curse you, Michael Harris. How many more years does he have on his contract? 4? Yeah, he has 4. God, that contract's insane. I mean, I get it. You are pretty much guaranteed that you're going to be on the Braves for probably the entirety of that deal. But man, how much money did you leave on the table? Fast ball, you say? Did Jordan just hurt himself? Yep. Hey, Gordon, remember when I offered you like 3 years? I think we offered him 3 years, or it might even be, I think it was 4 years, 28 million a year with a team opt out and a player opt out. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Imagine if we had him right now. I think it would make our outfield construction a little shakier. We'd objectively be worse defensively, but when your DH has an 820 OPS with a bajillion home runs, who cares? You got this, Shane. Good man. Nah, look at Trey Morgan, an RBI triple. He's still got it in him, folks. Gabe flies out. That's definitely deep enough to score Trey. And we take the lead against the Braves. Very nice. Very nice. Let's keep it going. Miguel Vargas hits it into center. That's down. The other unfortunate thing with Miguel Vargas is Royce Lewis is our third baseman. You know, he's in year 1 of his contract extension. He's a team captain, like, and that means Miguel can really only DH. Do all of my problems come back to giving Byron Buxton a 2-year, $40 million contract in free agency? Maybe. Bernal pops it up. Maybe. Yep, there we go. The ball took a really weird angle. At first, I thought it was going to center. Then it just died in shallow outfield. All right, Shane's at 45 pitches through 3. It's not great, not terrible. All right, Walker's on set. Come on, Gabe. Get out of the cold streak. All right, he walked him. I'll take that outcome. Vargas grounds out. I don't love it, but now a line drive gets us 2 runs. A flyout, however, gets us 0. Jacob Young goes down. Come on, Shane. Good man. Very good. Leo Bernal, the 2-run home run. I think, as I've established, I think Bernal is our long-term backup catcher. His bat is just simply not good enough as a starter, which is why Campos is the current starter, because we need to figure out this year if Campos is good enough to be our everyday catcher. And I also need to find a way for Eduardo Tai to get at bats because he's been in AAA this whole dang time. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I think I'll get Festa Warman, but let's see if Shane can get Matt Olson. The chopper to third, and he beats it out. What's Matt Olson's speed? Thank you. 25. Sure. All right, Austin Riley strikes out. That'll be it for Boz. Very nice start from him. Very happy with that. Swing and a miss. Here's Gabe. Still trying to break out of the cold spell. He hits it off the wall. That's his second double of the game. Surely he's no longer cold after two doubles and a walk. There we go. We're okay. Miguel swinging a miss. And Jacob tragically lines out. All right, I'm gonna make two subs. Royce Lewis is gonna come in for Vargas at third. And then Festa obviously is gonna come into pitch, but I've sat him too early, so now I gotta get him back. There we go. All right, Festa. All I need is the seventh. Good man. Then we're gonna do Prilip for the eighth. Okay, it's a non-save situation. That changes my line of thinking. Bernal gets it down. Look at Leo. Not my draw today. He's 0 for 4. And Walker walks. Two men on for Trey. And popped it up. All right, let's see if Festa can get me the eighth also. You know what? I'm going to pivot. We're going to go Keckering to face Baldwin. And you walked him. Not great. Matt Olson up, two men on. Grounds out to first. All righty, we go to the ninth. I am going to pinch hit for Gabe. We're going to give Campos the bat. See if he can get me a lovely line drive to center field. He did not. For those watching, he did in fact not. Royce Lewis does get an AB. I didn't think he would, but we got enough hits last inning. Jacob Young gets a hit. That's good, because otherwise he was barreling toward an 0 for 5 day. See if we can get a steal off Drake Baldwin. Jacob, you have 65 speed and 70 stealing. Thank you. The dude has a 50 arm. Culpepper hits it up into left and gone. Insurance runs never go amiss. 368 feet. Let's see if Alan Roden can get 4 hits. Hits it deep into center, not deep enough. All righty. I mean, I'm going to leave Keckering in, but he's already at 14 pitches. So if he gets close to 20, I think I'll pull him. Royce, I brought you in to be a defensive upgrade over Miguel Vargas, and then you go and get the air, and then he hit Michael Harris. Oh, boy. Wild pitch moves him over. All right, I'll let Keckering finish the AB against Cody Mayo, and then I'm pulling him. No matter what. Hits it into left. All right, no one moved, which is good. Hey, Walcott, are you better or worse against lefties? God, Sebastian Walcott's insane. He is much better against lefties. Never mind. Keckering is staying in to face Walcott. Hits it to short. Got him. All right, I'll take that trade. I don't care that they get the run as long as we get the out. Third, Royce Lewis, redemption. Thank you. And looked a little shaky in the end, but that's more Keckering pitching more than he's used to than anything else. Obviously, the error sucks. Really happy with the offense. Trey Morgan and Jacob Young going 1 for 5. My draft going over 4, notwithstanding. All right. We're going to sim game 2 with Taj Bradley on the mound. And we win it 7-0. Taj Bradley, 5 2/3. John Klein, 3 1/3. See, every time I sim a game and the AI plays Klein, he does awesome. When I try to pitch him, he blows up for 6 runs. Make it make sense, folks. Jacob Young was caught stealing. What's Melendez's arm? 65. Okay, fair enough. Wait a minute. They had. You got caught stealing. Oh my God. He's played catcher 21 times. He has a -3 frame rating. I'm not going to question why the AI does the thing. Do they not have a backup catcher? Or I guess Melendez just is their backup catcher. Why wouldn't you play Nate? Oh, because they just don't. So instead of playing Nate Baez at all, they're putting MJ Melendez in a catcher. Oh, the AI in this game does some very stupid things. All right, so we got all the scouting reports in except these 3. Allers, I doubt, will fall to us anyway. Nick Luft. I mean, we'd never take him. We have too many high-end relievers. Same Thomas, I think, could be a good pick, but you never know. All right. Let us turn our attention first to the Braves game, then we'll do the draft. Zebby on the mound. Luke Keeschel is still cold, but I'm going to play him all the same. I think I'll have Vargas hit. I'm going to give Jacob Young the day off. Walker to center. Gabe to left. Buxton to right. Batting 5th. Let's rock. Last game before the draft, Brady Singer for the Braves. And Walker Jenkins and Keeschler already aboard. We love to see it. Gonzalez hits into the fielder's choice. Safe is the call. Thank you, thank you. Well, Austin Riley with an error. That's tough. His second error at third base this year. Buxton struck out on 3 pitches. Ay, ay, ay. That's the other thing. We can't trade him. We couldn't trade him on his previous contract, and he made, what, 24, 25 million the last year of his previous deal? I mean, I guess we could eat money and add on a prospect, but at that point, is it really worth it as runners are at the corners for Gabe, who tragically grounds out to Austin Riley? You got this, Zebby. Good man. Clements aboard for Hai-Sung Kim. Pops it up. We're okay. Nothing for us in the 4th. Oh boy. Jordan and Drake Baldwin are aboard. This could get hideous. Riley walks. Bases loaded. No outs. Matt Olson. Yep. That's Matt Olson. Famously in one of the fantasy baseball leagues I've been in essentially since I was a kid. It's a keeper league, and I kept former Tigers pitcher Matt Manning over Matt Olson. Yep, that was the thing I did. in my defense, I also had Pete Alonso, and so one of Alonso and Matt Olson had to be my utility man every dang day, every week. So I got tired of that, and I only kept one. But I feel like I kept the wrong one also. But that is what it is. As MJ Melendez gets it down. I mean, listen. Again, fundamentally, I need my starters to get me like 4 innings, or else my bullpen will just die. Michael Harris hits it into right. That won't score the runner. Wow, he didn't even take third. Okay. Well, moot point. Hi, Sung Kim hits it to the fence. Oh, Zebby. I think we got to trade Zebby. I think we have enough starters in AAA that would benefit from 2 months worth of starts. When Zebby, I mean, he's gone after this season no matter what. So I think I'd rather see what someone else has as he walks Drake Baldwin. We're gonna get Festa warming. Alvarez gets it down. Yeah, I think one of the main problems we just run into this season is we couldn't replace Framber Valdez. Don't get me wrong. I tried to replace him by simply getting him back. I offered him the qualifying offer. He said no. I offered him a free agent contract. He said no. And Zebby continues to get crushed. All right. We're going to get Festa in. Good luck, David. Don't walk Kobe Mayo. You know what? He hit him, which technically isn't a walk. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling the Braves are going to win this game. They're up to 11 runs in 4 innings. Festa finally gets the out. All of those runs went on Zebby's line. 10 hits, 11 runs. His ERA ballooned by 1 entire point. So safe to say that 70 control is like out the window. And Festa had to throw a lot of pitches too, so he might not be able to get me the sixth, which is especially annoying. But Buxton and Vargas are aboard for Culpepper, who hits into a not so lovely double play. And Campos grounds out. 2 men on, no outs. We cannot score them. All right. Come on, Festa. Give me the sixth. Oh, they get another run. Not that I think will matter in the long run, but still. Let's see if we can get Melendez. Well, Maedroth with the air. That'll be it for Festa. Early adds another. Our bullpen has just died completely and totally, which is a shame because overall it's a pretty good bullpen in terms of ratings. But for whatever reason, they just don't have it. Look at Royce Lewis with the garbage time home run. We'll take that. We'll pinch hit for Buxton. Give Roden the bat. Try to go for contact. See if we can get some more runs for Pride. Instead, a tragic strikeout. And Vargas lines out to end that. And then Roden takes over at right. Breckenheimer will come in for the eighth. Oh boy. Alex, unfortunately, you're gonna have to give me 3 outs, buddy. All right, he gets Ernie. Can he get Michael Harris? Hits it back to the pitcher. Breckheimer's throw in time. Look at that. The only reliever that has done well today has a 45 overall. I mean, yeah, that sucked. Like, good God. Yeah, I think we're gonna trade Zebby by the deadline. I need to keep him until the deadline because we've had so many pitching injuries that if somebody gets hit, we're kind of in trouble. But I don't know how he has a positive WAR. I really don't. Well, let us now turn our attention. We're about an hour and 20 in to the MLB draft, where I'm sure only good things will occur. So we pick 20th. We have one comp pick in the second round, literally the last pick. It's 33. I will once again be jealous of the Padres. Their comp pick is at 24. I think looking at the draft central, currently mocked to us is Stuart Finelli, who is a pretty good defensive outfielder. 90 gap power is very lovely. Whether he falls to us, we'll see. We're definitely taking a bat, like infield, outfield, college, high school. I don't care about that much. I think high school infield is the one we don't need, but we need to take a bat. So let us begin the draft. We're just going to simply sim until our pick. Dang. Rockies took Ben Houston. He was the one I wanted. Man. No, and he's going to be in Coors Field too. Good God, he might shatter the doubles record. Okay, well, bad news for us for winning hitters. Only one, two, three. I mean, there was a run in a row of 6 hitters for 9 out of 19 hitters going. All right, let's look at our lovely list. So there's one player remaining with 80 overall, and it is Nick Luft, literally the 180 potential player we do not want. So there is that. Let me look at the batters really quick. There's 170, and it is Stuart Finelli. So he did fall to us. John Kane's the dude that doesn't have a position. Like, I mean, he'll become an above average bat with really good power, but he'll be a DH the whole time. Brian Cruz, similarly, like, he's a DH that might hit 1,000 doubles, decent amount of Ks, but he's never going to walk. His power isn't great. I think if he had better defense, I could convince myself. But if I need a DH, Jesse Gonzalez is available. I don't know if I want him in the first round, though. Like, he can play first base, which is a plus. He has no power whatsoever, very little gap power. So he is a contact first baseman. To his credit, in the draft league, 32 games, he has 38 hits, does have 4 doubles, so there's a little teeny bit of gap power there. 7 homers, 15 walks, 24 Ks. If we want, I think the best hitter available, I think it's either Jesse or Kane, and we just try to find him a position. Rich Cabrera, I just don't think is the answer, really, ever. Connor Hickman, I don't hate, but I mean, if you're an elite defensive shortstop, I don't much care that you have no power. The 35 is a problem. I think the pick is either Jesse Gonzalez or Stuart Finelli. I think the argument for Stuart Finelli is he has a 40 arm. So if you put him in left, You're just going to have to accept the fact that he's never going to be able to throw home. He could play center, maybe. I don't know, though. I like Finelli. Do I like him as much as Gonzalez? The current ratings we don't really care about. So potential wise, Gonzalez has 5 better contact potential, 15 BAPIP, 20 I, and essentially sacrificing all the power in the free world. Gonzalez is 23, so he's an older college player also. So, I mean, this is a guy that, like, I could put him at double A right now and he'd do fine. But is he the pick over Spinelli? I really like Finelli's gap power, though. God, I wish the eye is better. I mean, it's probably not a 90. We only have high accuracy. It's probably an 80, but even then. The 40 arm and the lack of power is what's kind of scaring me more. I don't think either of them will fall to us in the second round, even though Gonzalez doesn't want a lot of money. No shot. I like Gonzalez, but do I think he's a first round pick? And, you know, the BAPIP and the I are only average, so like the I could be a 50 or 55, the BAPIP could be a 60. I think we take Finelli. Yeah. I think Finelli's going to be the pick. We're going to meet hit 5.5. That's the other thing. Jesse Gonzalez only won 600,000. That actually might be the difference because then I can go for a swing on the back end. You know what? Jesse Gonzalez, come on down. Come on down. Yeah, Finelli's gone. Figured that. Did he get taken like right after our pick? Yep, 3 picks later. Yeah. We might look back on that with some regret, but I doubt it. All right, we're back to a bat. I'm back to Rich Cabrera. I don't want Rich Cabrera. I'm tempted by Connor Hickman. I am. Good Lord. We've officially reached the point where things are a little grim. Ron Anderson. Oh, he can't play defense. Dang it, Ron. I liked your profile for a minute. Now, a lot of that's low. Alexander Boxelar. High school, committed to University of Michigan. So as a Purdue grad, I'd be robbing them of one of their top players. The low eye accuracy is a problem because that could be like a 45. Defensively, he's not great in the outfield. The 50 air, honestly, I don't care about. But if your arm's going to be 40, I'd like your range to be higher. He could be the pick. I think it's either him or Hickman. And we just accept the fact that with Hickman, he's going to have to be an insane contact machine. He was terrible in the draft league. Good God. 202 average, 560 OPS. Never mind. We're going Boxelar. Let us meet his demand. All right. Now, let's look at pitchers. Anyone insanely fun still around? I mean, that control could be really bad. In which case, you're taking a, admittedly, 3 pitch god whose movement we know is bad. Control could be bad also. And then it's just a bajillion. I mean, Jason Tabor is a good player, but we have a lot of bullpen arms like him already. Gerst is like an identical clone. Yeah, I wouldn't take Jimenez. Allison has the worst control to three. Let's compare Tabor to Gerst. So Gerst, they're the same age. The amount of players from Farmington, Michigan, I've noticed, they're the same age. Technically, Gerst is 1 month older, but at that point, who cares? I think it's really a question of at what point do you care who has the best stuff? I think Gerst is overall, I like him more, but Tabor could have. I mean, even if his cutter's an 85, like Gerst has the fastball, it's an 80. They both only have two pitches, which is slightly annoying. I think I like them both over Witherwax because with Witherwax, I just don't know enough. I think I like Gerst. I think he's the pick, and we just accept that we're going to have so many relievers in Double A and Triple A. I like him. Let's get him next. I mean, do I just do I just take Tabor? My fear with Tabor though is there's a world where his movement ends up as a 40, home run allowed as a 40, controls like a 45, and that's just not really going to move the needle that much. I think if I knew that control was a 70, I would debate taking Wagner here. Because, I mean, he has a great changeup, and that's it. That's just a fun profile. But I don't know if that's what I want to do in the third round. Hmm. And Gavin Becker, we don't know enough. Hubert Elaine. I mean, no. He has no good pitch. That control could be as good as an 85 or as bad as a 40. Think I'm good. Richard Caldara has been doing very well in the draft league. I mean, I think he's the guy you take if you just want a guy that's probably going to be a good reliever 2 years down the road. But we already took one of those guys. Do I really need another? Perkins, we don't know enough. Same with Lewis. The bore is still there. At a certain point, let me actually compare those two. So Tabor, obviously, the stuff potential is a lot better. Haldara is like 7 months younger, if that matters. Not really. I could just take Tabor and see how he plays, but the lack of movement kind of scares me. Whereas with Caldara, he'll have average movement potentially above average control, two really good pitches. Think that's worth it. We have a legitimate bullpen problem now in our prospect organization, but it's fine. All right, let's look at batters again. Dude, Anderson is still here. No one wants to take this guy. I feel like that tells me his eye is probably like a 50. Uh, Lorenzo Martinez is also still available if we want all power all the time. Mm, I don't hate Moran, but the BABIP is probably awful. The power is definitely worse. He's not doing great in draft league. Think that's a pass. Hoofnagel, elite last name. Good defensively, but the bat just isn't there. Adam Knight, we don't really know anything. I mean, if we had very high accuracy on all of this, Adam Riggins would be an easy pick. He'd be a great defensive third baseman. Draft league hasn't been very good. Only has 5 doubles in 30 games. The hitting crop is not great. And we're also at that point where I just don't have good accuracy on anyone. Oh, good. We know that all of Pat Schnell's bad stats are bad, but we don't know if his good ones are good. Neat. Yeah, it's kind of funny when it works out like that. My God. Yeah, we're officially at that point where you're just hoping and praying. Why am I trying to talk myself into Luis Cano? I mean, he's great defensively at first. We know that he's not going to strike out. He has decent power. The eye, who knows? What's OSA's? Yeah, so OSA's average is a 35-40. So it's not likely to be higher than a 40. I don't hate it, to be honest. I'm talking myself into it. I don't know if I should, but I have. Let's get him in the building. All right, quick recap. So we've taken college first baseman, high school outfield, two college relievers, and then a second college first baseman. However, I'm fine with doubling up on college first baseman. Jesse Gonzalez will probably be in our Twins lineup probably by like 2031 in 2 years. Luis Cano is just going to be like the best AAA first baseman that we can get. I think in the fourth round, that might be a misallocation of resources, but that's kind of where I'm at. Pat Schnell is still there. Let's look at high school bats really quick. Lorenzo is still there. Ooh. Unfortunately named Israel Koval. He's definitely not a second baseman. Probably a third base. The 45 error is pretty bad. I mean, I like him. The avoid K is good. BABIP's solid. The one concern, obviously, you have is if the power is a 45, then he's a contact guy that's not really going to walk, not going to strike out either. I like it. I'll look around, though, at others before I do anything else. I like Martinez. I wish he was better defensively. Klepman, no. I think we're going to take Koval. with our pick. We're going to pay him a little bit more than slot, which is fine. I mean, Sweatman is he can't play. He can't play defense, can't hit for power. No. Nick Carlson, on the other hand, decent defensively, good speed. The gap power is awesome. He had 40 doubles in college, for God's sakes. The home run power is definitely an issue. I don't hate it. Let's get him in the building. And yeah, I think we're starting to run low on the hitters that I think could really do something. I mean, Johnston ain't bad, but I have Koval. That might be one we circle back to later in the draft. Aaron Forsberg, I wish you were better defensively. Copy and paste what I just said with Grossman. Adam Leary. So his personality sucks. Let's get that out of the way. He has low leader loyalty and IQ, but I can put him at any infield position and be happy. He can't. His turn double plays at 45. Maybe not shortstop, but I can put him at second and third and be happy. He's never going to strike out. Contact is good. Hmm. Locklear. No. I like Leary. Let's double back though. Let's look at pitchers again. Anyone crazy? Yeah, it's all the defenders. Perkins is there, man. I think there's a reason he's there. He probably is just not very good. Corey Glavin has no good pitches. I'm so used to control potential being this third column, but alas. Well, we know his control is probably a 50. His stuff's a 50, so it's all about whether or not his movement's good or bad. He's also definitely a reliever, which could improve his stuff. It might not. Another Tabor. I mean, if I knew DeWitt's control was better, I think he would be a decent pick. Mike Davis, I think we have enough guys of his caliber already in this draft, and like the stuff in home run allowed is only 50. He did only allow one home run his last year of college, so that very well could be a 50. John Perkins might just be the pick. He shouldn't be the pick. He has no velocity. He's going to have two good pitches out of six. We know his control is bad. No. This is a grim list of pitchers. Corey Glavin might honestly like just to see how far movement can take you, but he has no good pitches. His stamina's a 40. Hmm. It might honestly be Alan Mills. Move him to reliever. If his stuff gets a boost and his control stays at a 50, we can see what the movement is. I like that pick. Let's do it. What this also means, for the record, we are 8 picks in. We have yet to take a starter. Part of that also is because we are rich in starters in our organization, especially in the high A, double A, triple A level. So I think if we do get a starter, high school is just where we're going to go. All right, let's deep dive and find a high school prospect that we like. And then we're just going to filter it to, I think, give me 50 stamina and I can live with it. But anything worse as a high school player, you're probably not going to get that much better. All right, let's take a look. Good God, this is depressing. Only one guy's stuff potential of 55. Nice. Cesar Burgos. His movement's good. Doesn't have great pitch potential. Velo is never really going to be there. Control. I mean, he's just a guy that is probably going to reach his ceiling at high A. And that's just no fun. Yeah, the control is low, or the accuracy is low, I should say. Joe Diogostino. I don't hate it. He has an 85 sacrifice bunt defense for what that's worth. Um, I mean, the problem is we know for a fact his control and stuff are below average. And even if that home run allowed becomes like a 55, is that really worth it? But, he could have 2 good pitches because we have very high accuracy on his stuff. Nope. You know what? It might just be him because of everyone that he is currently competing against down here. I think Paul's a no. Nick Rivas a no. Again, Gabe Rogers is a guy that he's going to hit high A, double A, and that's going to be it. No seal. We must ask the question of how. I mean, his control also is only average. English a no. I think I'm going to take DiAugustino, and I'm going to accept the fact that he's not going to be great. But if that fastball and changeup can play, he could develop into something. I don't think he will, but he could. Let's just go. All guys keeping the filter on, obviously. I mean, Batista has a fascinating profile. I almost want to take him just for that. He has 2 great pitches, no control or movement whatsoever. He has 70 stamina. The dream. Eric Becker is still floating around there. Oh, how I wish that was reversed. Yeah, I think the pitching crop is. Do I take the guy who's currently out with Tommy John? Probably not. Probably, probably not. Yeah, we've officially reached the point where you're not really gonna get anything of value outside of like maybe minor league, organizational depth. Honestly, the dude with Tommy John is kind of the best one here. And he has Tommy John. You know what? Screw it. Get him on our health insurance plan. Give me the kid with Tommy John. All right. So bats wise, I think we kind of can just go wherever to try to get what. This will be the last pick I do, and then I'll sim the rest. So could go catcher just to get a catcher. Hoofnagel is still there. And to be fair, I think he's the smartest pick because he's also good defensively. I think I'm going to take Hoofnagel and then I'm going to take somebody else. Because Hoofnagel is just really good to have in my organization. Okay, let's look at catcher, shall we? Anyone? Any defensive maestros? Yes, but defensively he's terrible. Or offensively he's terrible, rather. No. Oh, why did the power have to be very low accuracy? If I knew he had 65 power, I'd just take him on the spot. We might just skip catcher. Well, no, you can never skip catcher. I mean, honestly, I think Corey Coley is probably the best I'm gonna get. Could end up hitting for contact. His arm's a 45. No. Beltran's personality also sucks. Pete Brown. I mean, his personality isn't great. Defensively, he is morally questionable. But he could have good power. The eye could be something. These are high leaders. I mean, yeah, he has no power to speak of. He is never going to walk, but his blocking's pretty good. Framing's fine. Arming great, but he could hit for contact, get you a decent amount of doubles. I like Harrington. Boom. All right. That will be it for us. There is now no one left with 50 potential or higher. Jason Array still wants me to draft him. I will not. All right. We're going to sim the. Well, first I'll just thought to pick this. All right. Let's sim the rest of the draft. Let the AI go ham and take whoever the heck they want. Okay. All right. Who did I take? Let's see. I took Harrington. They took Adam Gibson for a scouting report, please. Double A is way too high for him. Oh, he is worth negative WAR in the draft league, and you took him? Fair enough from the AI. Gibson, Martinez. Could be all right. Yeah, it looks like no one else really too crazy. All right, who am I waiting to sign? 1 through 5, 7, and 8. So because we're saving some money on this end, we're just going to offer these guys what they want. That way we can pivot if necessary. So let's see 7, 9, 10, and 11. already signed. So Nick Carlson signed. We'll get a scouting report on him. I like Carlson. I am really scared that if his BABIP or contact potential drop, he's just fundamentally never going to be able to hit the baseball. And that's a little scary, but definitely one for rookie ball. He's only 17. He's going to be 18 in 5 days. So we'll see what he can do. Augustine. Oh, I thought Augustino signed. Was I missing one? One, two, three, two, three. No, my count was off. So yeah, DiFilippo obviously is out with Tommy John the whole year. Um, very sad, quite tragic. Um, so he's just going to be, recovering from that. I'll need to get a scouting report on him when he's healthy. Hoofnagel signed. I don't think Hoofnagel's ever really going to play for us. However, as organizational depth, like, I mean, come on. He can play any position in the infield, could even play outfield if needs must. Decent bat. That's a pretty good pick, especially late. Harrington, he's probably going to be bad, but might as well take a little swing. I'm not going to add him to the short list because, I mean, that's what he's just rated as. All right, and then we'll wait for the others to sign. Then we'll go through that process. Let us advance the day. Anyone want to sign on day one? No, but we got a fresh scouting report on Nick Luft, who drafted him. White Sox took him in the second round. I mean, yeah, he's going to have the best stuff in the history of the world, but his control at best is going to be a 40. All right, we are going to sim game one against the Rays with Luis on the mound. We lose it 4-6. Luis got popped for 5. Ouch. Yeah, he has had no good starts today. Which, I mean, listen, he's got 40 current, like 50 potential everywhere. So he's not major league level at the moment. Vargas and Buxton both had triples. Miguel Vargas is just determined to be the best hitter on our team. And I respect the determination. All right, let's play game 2 with Joe Ryan on the mound, Freddie Peralta for the Rays. Looks like Mydroth is getting the day off. So how do I want to do this? Yeah, I think we'll give Trey Morgan the game. He'll take first. Keish will slide over to second. That's all well and good. Then Vargas is going to DH. He'll bat fourth. Yep. All right, let's rock. Mydroth getting the day off. Potential rhyme there is Stephen Kwan's on. Stephen Kwan, God, what a Rays player. Of course they'd have him. What a Rays player. Well, they signed him in free agency. 5 years, 74 million. Fair play to Stephen. Carson Williams lines out to left to end the threat. Royce Lewis goes down. Swiggen. Jacob Young with the tragic ground out. And Trey Morgan decides he wants to follow suit almost exactly. Nothing for the Twins in the second. The texture clip there of the infield into the outfield is quite annoying. As Culpepper grounds out. And Walker walks. Let's run on Joe Mack. Let's be bold. Let's be brave. And he gets the steal. Very good, sir. And Keishel gets it down in left. The throw in, not in time. And that, folks, is why you go for the steal. So if we don't get there, then Jenkins is on third. Rodon grounds out, and we don't get our run. Oh, boy. Brooks Lee, our old friend. I am happy that Brooks Lee has been an everyday starter for the Rays. It looks like defensively he fell off a cliff this season, but he's been playing with them every day. He was quite bad after we traded him, but this year looks like he's kind of turning it around. Our life would have been so much simpler if Brooks Lee would have hit well. Because then I could have an infield of Lee, Mydroth, Culpepper, with one of those guys being like a super utility, probably Brooks Lee. And I would never have to worry about finding utility infield ever again. But Rays tied up. Vargas swings at the 3-1 and flies out to center. If the week is the 13th on Saturday. Go to the fourth. Joe Ryan fighting for his life, but so far so good. 2 aboard for Culpepper. Don't strike out. And he walked. Bases loaded, no outs. And Walker Jenkins strikes out. And Luke Keishel strikes out. And Rodon grounds out. Bases loaded, no outs. We can't even move anyone, let alone score them. Oh, Brooks Lee with a solo home run. How dare you, sir? How dare you? That's an error on first from Morgan. That is only his first error of the season, to be fair, and it is mid-July. Ouch. That ball's hit to the corner. Melton holds up at third. Stephen Kwan, contact machine, pops it up. The reverse jinx there worked wonders. Can he get Caminero? Nope, walked him. Oh boy, we're gonna get Montgomery warming. I think Carson Williams would be the last batter Joe faces either way. Well, what went from an okay start to terrible, grand slam for Carson Williams. He strikes out Joe Mack to end the outing, but God bless. Okay, Jacob Young, 2-run shot. Mason. Again, remember earlier when I said he's like our 4th best reliever every year? His expected ERA is at 2.33. It is a 4.67. I mean, I'm going to be honest, dude. Get me like Ryan Velade out just to improve your ERA ever so slightly. Nope. Gets aboard. Our pitching staff has just had so many blowups today. All right, Breckheimer, the inning is yours. Good luck. See, no one scored. We're okay. 2 men are aboard for Jacob Young, who promptly lines out. Trey Morgan is hit. He is not hurt, which is good. I'm going to pinch hit for Bernal here. We're going to give Gabe the bat. And he hits in to the fielder's choice at home. Ain't that depressing? Culpepper walks in a run. You know what? At least we scored something this inning. Walker hits it deep into right. Caught at the track. Rats. All right. We're going to have, yeah, Campos just replace Gabe. I debated taking Walker out, but it's the eighth. Solo shot allowed by Breckheimer. No. Well, let's see if we can score 7 runs. Jack Flaherty. Fair enough. To be fair, if there was any organization that could fix that guy's arm, probably be the Dodgers, but it also could be the Rays. We're going to pinch hit for Vargas as our last out. Byron Buxton. What do you got for me, son? A walk. Fair play. And Royce hits into the fielder's choice. I mean, that was depressing. Yeah, that's going to be Montgomery's ERA hurt for a long time. To be fair, in terms of months, like if we roll March and April into one, his ERA is a little better. June he was solid, but May he got popped a bit. April he did. Like, it's not great. Not ideal, as they say. All right, Adam Gibson scouting report. Yep, he's not very good. I mean, to be fair, the AI took him in the 12th round, so you know. But yeah, he's not good. Oh well. All right. All-star rosters are announced for the American League with the Twins. Royce Lewis makes it at third base. That is it. So Jacob Young did not make it. Did he finish? Yeah, he finished third on the list, but didn't make it. I might compare him and Royce's stats this season really quick. I mean, he has 6 more home runs, but only 2 more RBIs. That's kind of funny. This feels like an undeserved All-Star game. Ooh, Brennan Wohlers made the prospects game. Nice. He's getting hit a little bit in high A, but come on, buddy. Just get through it. Willie Estrella made it. How's he been doing in single A? He's been doing all right. High A, I think, is not. What's the high A level again? I mean, he could be ready for high A, but he's kind of struggling. You know what? Screw it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Get him to high A. We're just going to accelerate this kid through the minors now. All right, we're going to play the last game before the All Star break. Since Royce Lewis is off to the All Star game, we'll give him the day off. Walker Jenkins is also tired, so yep. We'll have Vargas take third. Then, yeah, Morgan, Bernal, Lewis. Cool. All right, let's rock. Shane Boz against his former team. He really just has not been good, huh? You ever just look at a guy's stats and you're like, yeah. All right, Jacob Young's on second for Vargas. Struck out. All right, he walked, rode in. Rode in, rode on. I need to make up my mind. I think it's probably rode in, but rode on just objectively sounds better. Uh-oh. Jonathan Aranda's on second. Melton got him. Can he get our old friend Brooks Lee? Hits it to short to his old teammate. Down he goes. All righty. All right, Luke Keeschel. RBI double. Gabe takes the walk. Byron Buxton, 2 men on. Hits it up to left. Hot at the track. Disappointment immeasurable. Day ruined as Jacob Young strikes out to end that threat. Hunter Fiducia on second for Junior Caminero, who promptly hits the line drive into right. Fiducia makes it home. Pretty decent throw from Rodin, though. Score that as a wild pitch. All right, he gets Williams. That could have been worse. Come on, Vargas. Hit a home run off the ceiling. No such luck. Nothing for us in the fourth. Justin Henry Malloy, who has been an everyday starter, like this whole save for the Rays, which is kind of crazy to think about. A bulk. Oh, boy. All right, he gets J-Hem to pop up. Can he get Brooks Lee? Hits it up to left and snagged from Gonzalez. Very good, sir. Nothing for us in the fifth. Clean inning from Shane. That'll be it for him. We're going to go Festa because I don't really need to care about fatigue that much with our relievers because we have the All-Star break coming. Buxton grounds out. I do genuinely think that my decision to bring Buxton back, almost regardless of how he hits the rest of the season, has been a poor one because it really has hamstringed what we've been able to do with the DH in right field. I just thought he would be a better right fielder, and he's not. Like center field, he fell off a cliff last season. He became essentially unplayable. Thought he'd do okay in right. He just has not. And Festa immediately allows a solo home run and now an RBI double to Melton. And it gets worse. Brooks Lee RBI single. Never mind, Melton does not go home there. I'm not going to question it. That's it for Festa, though. Get him out of here. They go for the steal. You would never throw there with Speedy Melton at third, but sure. All right, really gets the out. Nothing for us in the seventh. Oh, boy. Yeah, our bullpen has just completely lost the will to pitch. At what point, thank you, Campos, for the throw out. At what point do I just call up all the young guys in AAA and AA and be like, hey, here's 2 months of work in the majors. Show me what you got. Very good. That'll be it for early. All right, we go to the eighth. Nothing doing offensively. Connor, please. Thank you. We're going to pinch it for Buxton here. Trey Morgan is going to get the bat. And he struck out looking. Young strikes out swinging. Will Vargas go down with a drop third strike? No, but they'll walk him. I don't really have any speedsters. I mean, I have Walker, but you know what? Screw it. Walker will come in. I'm not going for a steal. I just want a speedy runner there. Alan Roden hits it to short. Got him. All right. I mean, yeah, that obviously Festa giving up 2 runs, Conley early allowed 3 hits isn't great, but when your offense only gets you 4 hits and 3 walks, you're probably not winning that game anyway. We're now 6 games below, or excuse me, 7. We are 7 games below 500 at the All-Star break. We are 5 games back of the wild card spot. All right, Eduardo Tait looks like he did great. Yeah, he just needs to get called up now. I could just do the swap and send Campos down to AAA because even though he was a Rule 5 pick, he was on our 26-man roster all of last year. So I can send him down to AAA if I wanted to. Because I doubt there's much value in trading him. Because if I do, I'd want a prospect. And I don't think many teams would be falling over themselves to get him. Yeah, not really. Nationals are the only teams interested. I mean, Cabrera's good, but we have a lot of AAA outfielders like him. Same with Vaquero. Oh, and Pano ain't bad, but I think I'll pass. I think we're gonna. I think I might just make the switch. There is actually, and this sounds kind of stupid, there's an argument to be made that I should just make Campos the DH. But then I lose all the power that Vargas has been getting us. And at that point, like, is Ryan Campos the DH really the answer to our problems? I just shouldn't have re-signed Buxton. That really was the thing. I just thought he would be much better in right field, and he hasn't been. He has a -5 zone rating. He has no assists to speak of. Like, he has been poor. Okay, I'm going to sim through the All-Star break in case there's any freak injuries that happen that would change what we think. Murakami wins the challenge. All right, Boxelar signs. I don't think he's a center fielder. I'm going to move him to left just for the purposes of his development. And yeah, he's probably starting in rookie ball. I don't think. Yeah, no, he's starting in rookie ball. We'll get a fresh scouting report on him. AL wins 5-2. Royce Lewis came in as a pinch hitter and got out, left 2 men on, and then took over at second base. Just kind of funny. Old friend Framber Valdez blew the save and got the loss. I'm so mad he didn't take our offer. Burst assigned. Okay, so he's going to AA. I'm not putting him AAA to start because that's a little silly. Without question, he should crush AA. My thing with Gerst is I think put him in Double A. We'll call him up to Triple A in September, and then he's probably in our bullpen next season. So we're still waiting on 6 players. Make that 5 as Jesse Gonzalez, our first round pick, has signed. All right, so we're not putting him in AAA. Let's make that clear. I'll pull him out of his draft league loan. He was doing really good at draft league, but I want him to get him just started with us. Who's my Double A first baseman? Why is De Los Santos in Double A? Why have you done this to me, AI? I should just cut De Los Santos. No, because he's been doing really well in AAA. Gonzalez, Bailey, and then Enrique Jimenez is also there. I can take him off my scouting report list. Poor Miles Bailey. For those who don't know, in real life, Miles Bailey was playing lights out for Florida State and then broke his knee, I think, or his leg, sliding into second. Yeah, I think we're going to cut him. Sorry, Miles. I took him because I felt sorry for him in that way, but he just never really developed. Oh, well. All right, so now Gonzalez should play decent amount. I feel like I should also just cut DeBarge, but like he's finally done well. Boxelaire, fresh scouting report. Ooh, that's an improvement. Yeah, his power went up to a 50. I don't really care about the eye dropping as much. He also got a little bit of speed. Okay. Okay. I think defensively, obviously, there are questions, but I really like the bat. All right, no one else is signed, so we're waiting on Caldara, our third round pick, Keno, our fourth, Koval, our fifth, Alan Mills, our 7th round pick, and then D'Agostino, our 8th. So we'll see. Okay, let's press pause. I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time here actively seeing if I want to make moves. I think the big question is Campos, because really Campos doesn't have any value in AAA. He is too good for AAA. Like if I were to put him there, he would be insane. He's also going to be 27 here in a bit. I don't hate the idea of him as a DH, but then he crowds into Miguel Vargas's spot. And Vargas, even though, odds are he's not long for this team, his percentiles are beautiful. His slugging is a 444, which is first on our team. So he kind of needs to play, which means I need to open up that DH spot permanently for one of those two, which means Buxton has to go. So last season, we tried to trade him, and he refused to waive his no trade clause. Now he would consider a trade to these teams right here. Let me at least see, would anyone want Buxton just straight up for something? Were the Cardinals on his list? They were. So the Cardinals want to give me 39-year-old Nathan Eovaldi, who is getting paid $16.8 million, and he has a vesting option, 180 innings. He is not going to hit that. So, good God. We would make 1.2 million. The money is essentially equal. For the heck of it, give me Tony Parker, Spurs legend and minor league prospect. No, okay. Ooh, give me Barria. Mm, I like Ricky Salazar. Sean Duncan. Everyone's just trying to get Sean Duncan. It's because they know. They know I have a sleeping dragon. Give me the 18-year-old starter. You don't know how good he is anyway. Never mind. All right. So clearly they view that this trade as they're doing a favor, giving me Buxton, or them taking Buxton compared to the otherwise. Would they want to retain any money? So they want to give me Ivaldi for free. Um, I mean, I just cut him because he's a worse Zebby Matthews. If you want to think about it like that, like he is a worse Zebby Matthews right now. I know he has 50 overall potential, and sure he's better against lefties. Let me peep the splits. Yeah, I mean lefties have a 448 slugging, 736 OPS, so it's not like he's crushing them. I would just cut him, and we get rid of Buxton. Do we do it? That's the question. Do we trade Buxton? Right now, I can't keep playing him in right field. He's a net negative there. The guy, if I look at his splits, he's been doing okay slugging against lefties, but he hasn't been getting on base against anyone. He had a decent April and May, horrendous June. July's been a little shaky. I think we do this deal just for the heck of it. Who do the Cardinals have in their outfield right now? Like, would he actually play? I mean, he should. Varsho's getting them a 591 OPS. Burleson's barely better. Scott's going to play center, obviously. Jordan Walker's going to play right. Buxton should play. So it's really this trade is just we're effectively releasing Byron Buxton for no cost. And at that point, I kind of want a prospect. Give me Luna. They really want Salazar and Duncan, don't they? I feel like trading Byron Buxton will bring just complete anarchy upon me, also, because he's a very popular guy locally. But I think unfortunately it's just not going to work. Fred Calder? No. All right, we're doing the deal. Ay, it hurts. It hurts. We have traded Byron Buxton to the St. Louis Cardinals. They, while definitely are not going to win their division because the Brewers are nearly 30 games above 500, they are closer to the wild card than we are. So I think it gets them in place with a team that has a better chance of making the playoff. We salute Buxton. I tried, man. I tried to make it work. I signed him to a 2-year contract extension. It just didn't fly. Also, the fans not reacting negatively when I traded him was surprising. But we wish him the best of luck. We salute the man. And now we are going to. I mean, to be fair, could I just flip him? This feels a little cheesy, but I kind of want to do it. I mean, Cespedes is pretty good, but nah, nah. I'll save the game from itself there. We're just gonna cut Evaldi. Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe there's an argument that I should pitch him, but he has no good pitches. He has worse control than Zebi, and that's who he would replace. I don't really think having him as our fifth starter for 2 months will do anything. So we're going to cut Evaldi. Hey, if you want to come back on like a minor league deal. No, okay. Okay, so we effectively released Byron Buxton at no cost to us for the remainder of his deal. That's essentially what has taken place. Um, the Cardinals are going to pay 100% of his salary the rest of the way. Good luck to them. Now, I think in the very, very short term, here's what we're going to do. Gabe Gonzalez is going to go back to be our everyday right fielder. Ryan Campos is going to be our DH against lefties. He's going to no longer play against righties. How's Vargas done against lefties? Oh, the man has a 500 slug. He kind of needs to play. How's Royce been doing against lefties? That's actually the real question I should ask. 1,000 OPS, good. Okay, who has sucked against lefties? Campos hasn't been great. Young's been bad. Gabe has also been pretty poor. Okay, so man, what do I do there? So I'd like Campos to play. I could just have Vargas be the DH against lefties. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's do it this way. Uh, mm, we're gonna have. God, my options really are grim, aren't they? We're gonna have Campos be the DH. Bernal is gonna. This is like for the insanely short long term, i.e., like the rest of July, and then we'll figure it out. So Vargas sits. We are now down a man. Eduardo Tait is the call up. Get him in the building. Yeah, now I'm pretty short on catchers. Tom Basalo, you are going to Double A. And Ronald Hernandez, who at one point, remember, we thought Ronald Hernandez could be our catcher of the future. That has not really panned out. But alas, he's going to get called up to AAA. Now the question becomes him or Bernal. Bernal has a touch more power, worse potential. I mean, I think we just got to give Eduardo the. I think we're just going to give Eduardo a run because realistically, Leo Bernal is a backup catcher for us. I don't think he's ever really going to develop into a starter level. There's a chance Eduardo does. I should have looked. Who is better against lefties? That I think can be Bernal. That can be Bernal. And so now I kind of have an outfield problem against lefties. Because, yeah, I kind of think I have to throw Jacob Young back out there. Because at least he's getting on base against them. Gabe has decent slugging, but yeah. So I think Jacob Young is going to go center. Roden takes right. Gabe goes to the bench. And then against lefties, I very awkwardly have two catchers on the bench. That's not scary at all. Actually terrifying. All right, so let's fix that really quick. Bernal, backup catcher. Walker, backup center field. Roden, DH. Yeah, actually, wait, no. Vargas, DH. Yeah. And again, this is insanely short term. I think Ryan Campos at this point has a pretty short leash. He's very unhappy with his performance level. But like I just the bat needs to work. He's just not good defensively. It really is that simple. He has thrown out nearly 30% of runners, which is pretty good, all things considered. But he has negative 3.6 frame rate. I think the bat either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then I think he's gone. This does free up some money. We have 30 million for extensions now. So if we do want to extend Jacob Young, Ryan Keckering, Miguel Vargas, we have the money to do so. I think Keckering I would like to keep around. My fear is, though, what's he going to want financially? 3 years, eight? I mean, I'll do that. What's he making now? 5.56. I'm fine with this. I'll add a little bit of protection in case the arm gets worse for whatever reason at age 31. I'll just do a option with the buyout. Oh, he wants closer. I mean, to be fair, Watanabe has hurt a lot. I'm going to take that out and see if he changes it. I'll give him an increase in year one, drop it. He's going to make more money this way. Actually, he'll make the exact same. I just won't promise the closer role. He wants to be the closer. I mean, I think the problem with Watanabe is always going to be he was the best closer in baseball for a bit, and then he had all of this. And at a certain point, that's just not very reliable. He also did just turn 32. I might be okay promising Orion the closer role. However, I'd like those 3 years with a team option back, please. Let's try this. 7 million. Drop it to 5. So essentially the same contract as before. Actually, no. If you want the closer rule, you get 6 million year one. All right. Because we're not bringing Watanabe back. Like, it is unfortunate, but he's just been injured so much. I think the control problems are definitely real. He's walked 4.5 per 9 this year. To be fair, his expectation is bullpen, so I could always try to keep him for one more year as a setup man. But we'll see. He also gets back in 3 days. So we're going to, I mean, I'll give him a rehab assignment. He's been out the whole season. There's that. Anything else crazy I want to do? Well, I'm just thinking here. I completely forgot I have Ben Joyce on this team. Hi Nazir White, how you doing in AAA? Oh, not great. Yeah, I think Nazir White might end up being not so hot, but that's okay. Oh, Gerst pitched two scoreless innings in his Double-A debut. Very good, sir. So yeah, I think Keckering, we will get an extension going. Jacob Young, I mean, he's hitting for contact pretty well. He's not striking out much. Defensively, he's been pretty good. -2 arm, but honestly, I care more about the range and the zone rating at center. He is about to be 30. What would he want for an extension? Jeez. I'm not doing that. Hmm. I don't think he's worth 25 million. I wouldn't hate like a 1 year extension, kind of more prove it deal where I just write him a check for like, let's say 22.5. It's 3 years. Well, if I say there's no way he says yes to this, obviously in the starting lineup. Okay. I think that can be worth it. Part of this also is I have no one else to play center field. Like Walker Jenkins is not a great center fielder. Guys like, Trimble isn't really the answer. Broussard, where's Broussard? Where's Broussard? Is he hurt? My God, they have him in high A. Why? Yeah, of course he's unhappy about his role as the team. They put him in high A. I didn't think I'd have to lock him in AAA, but there you are. Why did he come on for one appearance in high A? Oh, I'm so confused. All right, we have two made AAA guys. We gotta cut some by. Trimble, I got bad news, buddy. I have bad news. This hurts because he was one of the guys we got in like one of our very first trades, which was the Ryan Jeffers deal. Goodbye, my friend, Fenwick Trimble. Good luck. That leaves me with 6 outfielders. Mendez needs to play. McCombs needs to play. Zook needs to play. Lugo. I think Lugo's just an infielder. I think that's kind of the fundamental problem, but I have too many there. I'll figure it out. How's Levon Soto doing? Terrible as ever. I should probably cut him. Goodbye, Levon. He's been here the entirety of the save, technically, because we signed him as a minor league free agent prior to 2026. And then he was a utility infielder. He was bad. He was a utility infielder next year, and then was just been in AAA the rest of the time. He got 4 ABs in our World Series run in 2026. Oh boy! All right, but that is where we will end. Overall, a pretty grim July so far. Only one series win out of four, two sweeps in there. I think the dream of us making the playoffs this year might be done. However, I don't know if we're going to go full sell mode. Um, Looking at the trade deadline, I think it's more going to be how do we just give guys ABs so that we can figure out what we're doing next season. Because we have some decisions to make. I think if we can re sign Jacob Young for one more year, I think that's a win. think with how good he is defensively, the contact is still there. Get one more year out of him, and then we run away. Think that's a good decision. Trading Byron Buxton, wasn't on my bingo card for today, but this gives him a better chance at making the playoffs with St. Louis. He should play every day. I mean, you saw their outfield and DH situation. So hopefully he'll play for them. But I think it's just the right thing to do. Trade him to the Cardinals. Objectively, I think re signing him was a miss. I think if he does play out the whole season with us, he probably ends with positive war. But I think we will send him off to St. Louis for bigger and better things. But that is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. A little bit of a long one, just under 3 hours. Next stream will be on Friday. YouTube, I think episode 33, 34 will be uploaded Thursday the 4th also. So I thank you all for watching. See you next time.